Alright, I think we're on here. We will continue our journey of trying to make more AUEC just so we can play the game. I mean, we're up there. Not up there, but I mean, we got almost 2 mil. Kitten Little, what the hell were you doing? Kitten Little, please tell me you weren't causing trouble back there. Anywho, let's see what we can do here. Let's try and get ourselves a mission. Okay, we are at 1.5 million. I've been doing some, gotten up to member rank, which is coo. Let's see what we got here. Contracts. So, what we we don't want Interstellar, we want Stella. Is there anything I can pick up from here? Everything's from Crew L1. It's 80K. Let's do this one. We'll fly to Crew L1. A lot of crap to load, but hey, we'll load it. Let's see. Is it all aluminum, titanium, and aluminum? Aluminium. 26 and 20. So 46 need to go to Vagine. Vagini. What is a Vagini? I don't know. I do not know what a Vagini is, but it's very Vaginic. Okay. Well, it sounds like my phone. I'm clear over here. See here. Let me go. Bear with me here. I'm going to pause for a moment. Grab my phone. Put a call out to my cousin. We are back. Let me get over here. Come here, baby girl. Come here, sweetheart. Come here, Gigi. There's my girl. Okay. We gotta go pick up some supplies. We gotta go get some stuff from Crew L1. I'm gonna arrange it to where we'll go to Seraphim first. Deliver theirs. Oh. Oh, holy, what? What happened to my ship? You guys crazy? What happened to my ship? Okay, bear with me here. I gotta lower this ship down. That didn't look good. Wait a minute, I want, you know, I'm afraid if I go into that thing, I'm just gonna totally get destroyed. We'll see. We'll see. Let's check this out. Oh, thank goodness, I just noticed I don't have my hat on. Let's send this thing back down the chute.
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility. Please visit us again.
I have no idea why my ship was gutted on the inside, but I do know I need to put this back on. I don't want that anymore. I will put that back on. There we go. Righty. Whew. That was terrible. My ship had no interior. Now, I don't know if it's a bug or a glitch or what, but we're going to pull this beast back out again, see if...
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following your place.
See if that's repaired it or not. I do know when I landed here, this whole place was messed up. There was a Cutlass Black still on the landing pad here. It would disappear, reappear, disappear, reappear, and then when I landed, it was gone. Then all of a sudden, it appeared again, bounced my ship into the air. So, for sure, you know, it's an interesting thing that, you know, we get all these features added to the game, and they're always broken, or something's always broken. And then now, look, top this off. Look at this. There's no interior to this ship. Look at that. It's a ghost ship. I have no idea what to say about this. I really don't. Yeah, I can't get in this ship. I have no clue what happened to this ship. I really don't. So here's the interior of my ship. I have no reason why this is like this. As soon as I go in, I'll fall out the bottom of it. The whole interior is messed up. Let's see if we can... Oh, I'm floating through space, guys. There we go. Fell through the bottom. Won't let me climb the stairs of the ship. So I really don't know what has happened here. So I'm gonna send it down. I'm gonna see if I can pull my components out. Get some components off this ship. And I'll call another ship over here. We'll see what we can do here. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but see, I left my Asgard. It says I have an Asgard here, right?
Your vehicle has
Send
been
that
moved
down.
to our storage facility.
I'm gonna do a couple of things
Visit
here.
us again. Goodbye.
First, we're gonna try and game the system if we can. These servers are really messed up. I mean, really messed up. So you know you have an issue with a game when they don't fix any of their bugs, really. There's never been a permanent fix to any bug. Some patches, maybe a bug disappears, but it always comes back somehow, some way. This is insane, what's happening with this ship here. It's the first time I've experienced in the game, but, you know, it's happening. So let's see here. Let's see what we can do here. I know this is going to seem kind of funny. Gonna unequip that. Gonna unequip that. Unequip. 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 Full stops. Oh, they're only C's. Changes? Oh, yes. So we're going to unequip all this stuff. I'll come back and pick it up here, if I can. I mean, I'll try to pick it up. Key is landing in this place. This place has not been the best. And what I'll do is I'll try and collect all this stuff and take it in my next ship. I'm going to try and bring another ship here. We'll bring the Hermes. Hermes. Take these off too. Take them all off. Okay. Any changes? And avionics we got here. We'll keep the avionics as they are. Okay, we stripped her down. Yeah, boys. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna try and call the Hermes. Can I get an RSI Hermes in this hangar?
Vehicle retrieval system.
Get my roar in there. Hermes. No, the RSA Hermes will not defeat in the medium hangar.
Please visit us again.
Let's see if I can go call a Hermes here. I hope they have large hangars. I don't know if they do or not. So I have stripped this ship of everything. And then I'm going to call it. I'm going to collect all the componentry. Let's see if they brick it or not. We'll see if they do. I'm going to carry it in my ship. Let's see here.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval
Go
system.
down to the RSI ships. Ooh, I can't get my Hermes. We are going to request it.
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
Let's go back. Let's call it.
Vehicle select. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Okay, so it's waiting for me in the medium hangar.
Goodbye.
But it wouldn't let me pull it up in that hangar. Large hangar. Let's see. It's a medium ship that requires a large hangar. We'll take that large hangar. Now... Didn't I call my Hermes? Yeah, this whole station might be glitched.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Care about the Asgard? No, the Hermes didn't come up.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following
Take it. Okay. I'm gonna try and do something. I'm gonna try and get some components. I just pulled off of that ship. And I'm just gonna take them to so it showed all these components in my ship when I went to the deal. So what I'm doing is my ship was completely gutted. If I pull up my Asgard, it is gutted. So what we are going to try and do, that's a size 3. Got a lot of missiles. Let's see if we can pull them all up here. That's Excelsior, Maelstrom. Okay, let's do guns first. No, let's do shields. Shield. Should be one more shield, right? I thought there was 4 shields, yeah. We'll stop. Boom, 4 shields. So let's do cooler. Maybe another Arctic cooler. Cooler should be a 3rd Arctic. Here it is, Arctic. Arc. Do that. And we'll do that. Do the quantum drive. I think that's a propulsion drive. And then the next thing I'll pull are guns. There's my rhinos. So let's bring this up. Let's see if I can get these loaded into this ship. First, let's make sure this ship has an interior. That's the spook. Okay, so this is a ship that requires both controls. Yeah, yes sirree, Bob. Now here's the one thing, it's nice to have like a ship like this, but for all intents and purposes, they should have made this cargo hold wider here. Not this narrow piece, because we don't need this. We don't need that. You know, that could have been placed anywhere. That could have been placed on the sides here, or what have you. But this should have been open wide. You know, why we have this, I have no idea. You know, it's a weapons rack, okay, I get it. But this should have been a much bigger opening than what it's showing here. So let's get these small items here. Let's see if we can get here. Alright, okay, we'll take that. Alright. It's registered to me. Okay, fine, it's registered to me. exactly know what it means to have stuff registered to you. I'll place that right there on the grid. What do I want to see? Jesus. Godly sound. So I think what they're doing is, again, it's where you can't duplicate these items doing what I'm doing. Because they have a registration, registered to me. So the question is what happens when I recall my ship with insurance? That's what I want to know. That's what I'm playing for right now. Yikes, daisical. Is that all the way back? Okay, I guess not. Okay, I guess it is, I should say. Alright. Ship definitely holds a lot more cargo. I don't know if I can stack it on top. No, won't let me stack. Next to each other, yeah. Wow. Weird how that works. Stack maelstroms on top of each other. Can, it'll help save space, and I can get the guns. So what we're doing is we're gonna go call. We'll go to Seraphim, call our Hermes, unload all this stuff. That's all. Okay. And I'm going to pay the insurance to get everything shipped to me that was on the ship originally. And we'll see how that flows. See if we can get that or not. If we can, let's go on top of here. What is going on with the grid? The grid is really weird with these items. Grid really wants to have it. So they're probably got these things sized to a certain point, or no matter where they're at on the grid, that's how they're. So I'm going to try and stack the Arctics on top of one another. Stack that one there. See if I put the third one up there. I hate the fact that I can't even see what I'm grabbing out there. And this really is a ship that I love it for the looks and everything, but practicality loading this thing, you know, because nothing works. Don't even think that this works. It doesn't work that good. You know, trying to grab stuff in here, it's ridiculous. So here come my full stops. Some little shield generators. One more. Can't see it for the life of me, but there's one more. Okay, I'm not going to grab the missiles. If worse comes to worse, I'll come here and try and park the ship again one day and grab those missiles. There you are. Come on, buddy. Now, these are the shield generators that were on my Asgard. And I also took the paint, so I'll probably take the paint so I don't have to do the recall your paint. I'm just going to see what happens when I do it like this. See what they do. So the weird thing is that, let's see if we can turn this way. That's what we want to do. Can I get closer? So we go here. I'll set that there. Come here. Come here, Pilgrim. There we go. We can stack on top. Yes. See, this is how they should have filled that grid, is like that. They should have been stacked, but they're not. I don't know if I can go 3 high. Can I go 3? Yes, I can. Can I go 4? There we go. Yes, you can go 4. All right, let's get some more goodies. I don't even care about that mission right now. Oh, geez. See, I do not know why this game just flips you. That's what it does. That's what she does to you. Okay. Arresters here. Apparently I can't get a gallon of can of paint. Alright. Let's get the big boys in first. Attention spam. I don't know who spam is. You know, the thing that crushes me about a lot of these game sites and all that, they want a mobile number from you. And ever since I gave these guys and others my number, I've been getting more spam phone calls than I can shake a stick at. So, just know this, these gaming companies sell your information like there's no tomorrow, and it drives me nuts. Can I rotate this? If I did this, can I rotate you? So what we can do, make this go like this, right? Put that there. Yeah, perfect. Let's see if I can get another one next to it. I don't even know how to use this thing. I tried to sit in the co-pilot seat and everything. I couldn't find how you use that damn tractor beam on this ship anyway. This is just for experimental purposes. Just like that. Yippers! Okay, now we can just start grabbing these guys from the distance because I just want to make sure I had the big uns first. The big uns! Come here. Come here, yous! Perfect. I could grab all those missiles, but hello, buddy. Perfect. If it'll let me go next to this, it will. Put you right there, clip you in. let's see if we can do this here. Try and get my paint too. Like that. Dos más.
Dos más.
This here. That'll work. Uno más, por favor. Then we're going to try and grab my little paint can. Now, for some reason, it wouldn't fit it in here with these guns. You can see how they just took that little tiny spot up, but I think there's like a hitbox for all this stuff. Yeah. So let's come out here. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Alright. So we got these components here with us. I'm not trusting this place. Send you down. The arresters, the missiles can stay here. If I have to, I'll just bring my Asgard here and re-equip them. The following items are blocking. What? You mean I can't get this paint? Okay, I guess I can't. All right, that's good. It saves us a lot of trouble. We are now going to take our fancy spaceship. This is the Hermes.
Hermes.
You can bear with me here. I'm going to do something here. Let's pause this really quick. I'll make this screen a little bit smaller. Nobody really talks to me much on Twitch. This is mainly for my own, let's go here. Right. Let's go here. Let's go to, view my channel. And let's just watch me being a dude, pretend to be a dude. Okay, we'll watch that. Just watch me being a dude. Okay, so we're back. So these are all my goodies. My ships, my guns. And what we're going to try and do is get all this stuff back to Seraphim. call my Asgard. We're gonna claim it over there. Get all this stuff back to Sarah. Let's see what happens. With me here. Boot this. Boot. And we're gonna call my. Okay, I think I'm good. Right. Oh. Let's move that out of the way. Let's get this here. You know, I didn't position adjust my seat forward a little bit. Got my controllers, got my joysticks. We're all ready to go.
Welcome to Roberts Space Industries.
Well,
Enjoy the ride.
For the
System
welcome.
check.
Let's fire up engines.
Engines are on.
Engine. Man, I do not know what is going on here. These guys are just having issues after issues. How do I not have any weapons on? I don't know why those fire off. I didn't hit that button. Want to see how much that just cost me? Let's see how much that cost me. Let's see how much that cost me. Landing. That cost me, well, only 300. That's not bad. Take the 300. I'll pay that. Let's get coupled here. Thrusters, shields. So, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to power everything up here.
Shields are on.
Not a fighter really, but with some a little bit more shielding. Here we go. There it goes again. Just firing up again. Believe you me, I have no idea why it's registering that. Look at that. What? Look, it's still going. Explain that one, right? It does that with every ship. You know, you gotta adjust the power, but it won't let you. Just won't let you. So now it's 480, because apparently it fired off probably a chaff as well. Hold on here. I'm getting a text. We'll have to get Scott a call later here. Okay. Alright guys, we're going to try and get out of here and without having any problems here. First and foremost, let's see if we can make sure we're coupled. Let's close that. Couple. That's a good sign.
Landing gear raised.
just here. So the plan, let's see, Seraphim. I think there's items I gotta pick up, right? No, I gotta pick up at Crew L1 and then deliver to Seraphim. So let's see what we got here. Deliver. Find the pickup, and I know I'll be on my very close to looking at. There it is. Collect shipment. Deliver shipment. Let's see if we can
Shields are off.
Yes, Crusader.
Hello, Crusader.
So hopefully Crusader's in better shape than
Drive is now
what
on.
we have over here. So while we fly to that, I'm gonna go all the way down to Crusader. We go down to Crusader and recall this ship and see what happens once we get there. That will be the E-ticket. Start view.
My Hermes.
She's a good looking ship. So currently, we're at 1.5 million. My comfort zone is 10 million. Once I get 10 million, then I go and I just equip. I don't like to, piecemeal equip ships. Obviously they made earning AUEC in the game a bit harder. They're nerfing every money-making system they had. I mean, mining's been nerfed to the point where I've kind of lost my luster for mining. They've added it's so frustrating what they've done with that. They make everything so much more unstable. You got to have all these different components, which,
Bottom drive
they didn't need
is
to
now
add.
off.
They didn't need to have in the system. Just let us use the lasers and the
Bottom
lasers
drive
modules.
is
But
now
no,
off.
they added I forget what they call them. They're these little things that you put on the rocks themselves and stuff. And you gotta get all that stuff. And they wonder why their game is consistently having issues. Let's get the horse in here. Wow, 14.2 million. This is a big planet. Boys and girls, here we go. She should rotate. Yeah, there goes the rotation. But, it takes a lot just to get your ships going. They want to ensure your loadouts. And they start you out with so little AUEC, yet they made everything exponentially expensive. Way more expensive than when they were giving out the AUEC. It used to be when you got your 25,000 AUC. In my case, I have multiple starter ships on here. I have a couple of starter ships on here, and or game package ships. So I get like 45, 50k AUC. But that's not enough. I couldn't even put augmented insurance. You know, it used to be, okay, lifetime insurance, your ship will always be replaced lifetime. Now their ideology now is, oh, people are duplicating their, kind of like what I'm going to see if you can still do. I don't think you can do it. I think these are going to get bricked once I call that cliche. But the truth of the matter is there used to be a time to where, it was a game. In a couple of hours of gameplay, you could get a lot done. Except for we would spend hours doing like Jump Town. It would take you, a couple of hours doing the cycle of Xeno Threat and stuff like that. All these different gameplays. But then they started making it so much like the game Rune Scape, where everything is just time sync. You got to spend hours to finish a mission, and it's taken the fun out of this game, because this was not anybody that tries to tell you that this is what he originally intended. No, it's not. No, it's not. If you go watch the original game starter, this is not what he originally intended for it to be like this much minutia. It's supposed to be a realistic flight sim, yes, but the gameplay is supposed to be like gameplay. No two ways about it. Let's rotate this bad boy. Welcome to Cloud City, or Star Citizen's version of Cloud City. As you can tell, Crusader is a ginormous gas giant. We are at the atmosphere where these things and keep themselves aloft. But the long and the short of the story is that, there are a lot of old backers that are now getting tired, and they're starting to make their feelings known. Like, what's going on? And I can tell you what's going on. This has become a lifestyle funding mission. It used to be something that's, for game funding. But look, we know for a fact that Chris Roberts owns a yacht, and I'm going to put his yacht value at anywhere between $50 to $80 million. He's got a yacht. It's definitely over. I think it's like 45 meters. You have to have a captain, a full-time captain and crew to even operate the yacht. So you're talking about a boat that you paid $50 million. Then you got the UK taxes on top of that $50 million. And I'm going with the low numbers. Or let's go in between. Let's say it's $65 million, okay? He's got a yacht. Now, where did he get the money for that yacht? Because the game is not making money except through the funding, the pledging of people, giving him funds to develop the game. So he's taking game development money that we pledged to him by buying these ships and stuff, and he put at least a minimum of $50 million, not to mention the annual salary for a captain on a yacht. Yacht captains are not cheap. They're not dime a dozen employees. You're probably looking anywhere for a good captain, a decent captain, anywhere from maybe $200,000 to $500,000 annually for a captain on a boat. That's gonna be his job. He's gonna keep your boat in ship shape. He's gonna run a crew. You're gonna have to have mechanics on board. You'll have to have the cleaning crew, the service crew, and that's just in his yacht. Now look at all his real estate he's bought all over the world. Let's just take the building he bought in the UK that has, it's got a room in it that is a gaming system. It's probably anywhere from $2 to $5 million that he set up. This state-of-the-art game room that has PlayStation 5s, Xbox Ones. It has top-notch computers. I'll guarantee you, they all got 5090 GPUs. He's got top-notch streams. They're not cheap when you get them the size that he's got them in that room. He's got a full theater system, man, I worked for a company that, you know, we didn't get into it, but we were thinking about getting into, because we did display booths like Intel Corp. So like when they went to the Consumer Electronics Show, they would contract with us to design and build their trade show booth. I mean, you're talking about trade show booths. I remember this one subsidiary of Intel, I forget the exact name, but it was an Intel company, and just for the big screens alone, they paid $80,000 for each one of those, and they had like 5 of them. The booth itself, when it was done, was multi-storied and cost over $1 million. This is the type of stuff for Reebok that we had built one for Reebok for their consumer trade show, and theirs won a huge award for our 2 top designers who own the company. They're the ones that designed these booths. They were so intricate, and these were over $1 million booths, you know, just to get to these shows. Now, knowing that, and we started getting into home theater systems, we know that home theater systems cost easily over $1 million. And I don't think Chris Roberts got the cheapest amplifiers or anything like that. He's for sure probably using either B&O, Bang & Olufsen, or some other, you know, top-notch home theater amplifier system. I mean, I've got a PS Audio amp for my and it's only a 2-channel amp, you know, for stereo, you know, for good stereo reproduction, and that amp alone is like $6,500. And it's just a 2-channel. You know, it's not super high output. You're talking about in the home theater, when you look at his, if you do an office tour of the building in the UK and you see that building, that home theater system, I'll guarantee you is popping thousands of watts. For subwoofer systems, you know, and you add it all together, I'll guarantee you in the home theater system alone, speakers, amplifiers, DVD sets, I'll guarantee he's got the ability to play music in there. You're looking at over $1 million involved. So a lot of the funding for this game, unfortunately, is going to stuff like that, because the building we just got to that one room of the building, and I'm thinking anywhere from $2 to $5 million for that game room that they have at the CIG studio or CIG home office in the United Kingdom. He bought the building too. Buying a building in the UK is not cheap. He had to furnish that building. Yeah, and I think he had the building built, if I'm not mistaken. He may have bought an existing building, that I'm not sure on. But imagine if he had the building built, he bought the land, then he built the building, then he has to fully outfit that building. That's a lot of overhead. The maintenance on that building is overhead. But let's not get into that. That's stuff that he can write off, because that's stuff that you do with, you know, in a corporate setting, right? So now let's consider
visit to Orison. Perfect. Look forward to seeing you again really nicely. Have a great...
So figure, you know, the houses that he's been buying. Okay? Now if a man's got a minimum price of the size of the yacht that I saw, you know, and I watch a lot of, you know, yacht shows and stuff like that. My sister lives in Canada. She's a multi-millionaire. She's always talking about boats and stuff. You know, they got their own private planes and stuff. And so, you know, I look at this stuff. You know, I'm not like my sister, but I like to look at it. You know what I mean? And yeah, if you have a yacht that's like $50 to $80 million, has a full crew, do you think he's buying cheap houses around it? Do you think he's buying a, you know, $500,000, you know, ranch style house like, you know, pretty much what I live in? Hell no. That man's buying mansions around the world. So then he's got these mansions. He's got all the maintenance for them. I have a buddy who's extremely wealthy. He's getting ready to buy a $1.8 million mansion, or he wants to buy it. I don't know if he's going to buy it. But he's offered me, as a retiree, a job on the side to manage his place, because he's always flying all over the world, to manage, you know, the gardeners, pool upkeep, housekeeping, all that stuff for this place. And he's offered me $60K a year, $5K a month. I don't know. I'm on it because I don't really want to get roped into working again. I don't want to work. I'd rather fly my ship. But long story short, imagine what this Chris Roberts is getting, and he's nowhere.
Services again. I'm afraid I've had to cancel your assigned spot to make room for other customers. Please feel.
So let's figure that average price for a house for him is anywhere from $10 to $30 million. He's got them all over the world. 10 to 30 million. Not to mention what he's put in his pocket. He's got custom cars now. And now look, this money isn't coming from him working or his past assets, because believe you me, the man was nowhere near at the status he is now when he first started this crowdfunding for this game. But yet now, I'll guarantee in his pocket alone, for the $1 billion that they've earned now, I will guarantee at least 200
My
million.
system showing that
200
you've
million.
arrived.
Well, heck, we got a yacht that's minimum 50 million. I'd say 50 to 80 million. That's his boat. He's got. Let's just tally it up. Let's say he's got like 5 houses. I know he's got at least 10 homes because he flies all over the world. Let's say you have 10 homes. Let's just use 10 million. That's another 100 million. So he's got 150 million just in assets. Okay, he owns the CIG building. Now, while he can write that off on taxes as a business expense, right, he still spent the money and he still owns it personally. So that's another, that building, who knows, outfitted, maybe another 30 million, maybe? I don't know what the real estate market's really like in the UK. So we're looking at least 200 million in just assets. Now, how much money do you think he has in his pocket or on his credit card? I'll guarantee you, he's got a black American Express. You don't have no platinum shit. He's got a black. Because when you're generating funds like that, American Express gives you a black card. That means you can go up and buy somebody's business with American Express if you want to. But I would say he's got at least in his own pockets, in assets for sure, 200 million. In assets alone. If you want to call them assets. His cars, he's got multiple cars now. He's even got custom made, like McLarens, that's anywhere from 500 to 2 million, depending on which model you're customizing to your own specifications, man. There's a lot of money that's just gone into his pockets. Now, how about his staff? How about that guy that does all the public relations stuff for them, right? Jared is probably a 200,000. Well, he's in the UK. He's living in the UK, so they got to pay him a lot. So he's probably getting at least 200,000 pounds annually, to do the job that he's doing. Obviously they use the least least costly, I'll say. Why is this? Oh, it turned off. My bad. There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so for sure, he's got the least. And I'm gonna pay the insurance for this thing to come back. So let me go to this kiosk. Look all this up, and I'm gonna send these components down. But I'm gonna call the Asgard first. So he's got probably, out of that $1 billion that's generated, him personally, I'm going to put that he's got, just looking at his assets, he's got at least 350 to 500 million of that. He's got tucked away personally. That's why the ship sales are so important to them. There are some people saying that he's underwater. He's underwater in this game because they're not putting the money to development. And I don't care. You can argue until you're blue in the face, and I'll tell you, I know exactly why. I mean, the evidence is there right in front of everybody's faces, right? And the truth is, he's not. Let's get this back in there. Asgard. I'm gonna pay the 43K. Okay, let's lose a big chunk. Let's claim insured loadout. Or I can claim the default loadout. Let's do that.
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage
Let's do that.
facility. Please
See, they
visit
should give this
again.
instant
Goodbye.
when they do that. That ship should instantly be there. So we know that Chris Roberts has, 200 million in just ships and ridiculous stuff like that. Okay, he's got a a yacht. He's got, who knows what else he's got. We don't know what else he's got, but I know he's got at least 10 homes around the world, and he's not buying cheap houses. He's not buying like I said. Our ranch house is valued anywhere from $350, and it's been in excess of 400-something thousand. But that's not a lot in California. In California, it's just so expensive to have real estate here. It's a ranch house. It's a 2,000 square foot ranch house. It sits on just under an acre of land. So using that type of information, you start to gauge, well, what does a man like him, what's a man like him going to buy? And each one of his homes has to have people in it. Dusting, cleaning, constantly keeping the grounds up. He may own a condominium. He's got association dues, maybe. Depending on where he's at. You got to have these things taken care of. So with all those expenditures, taxes, annual taxes, property taxes. I know UK's property tax ain't cheap, and other places in the world for foreigners ain't cheap. United States, I know he's got houses here in the United States, not cheap. So when it gets down to brass tacks, you got to say to yourself, what's the dealio here? How much money does the game actually have in its development? Okay. I would say they probably have about, if we're lucky, if he's at 350 million that he's taken himself, well, you can do the math. That leaves you with 6.5 billion. I mean, 650 million, sorry. 650 million out of that billion has gone into development. Now we know it's not cheap to get actors like he's got, Ann Gillian. I can't remember the other, the dude. That's the actor. All I know is he's the dude that played the guy in the Fifth Element. Oldman. He may be a good actor. I didn't care for his role in that. And I hear he didn't care for his role in that either. But that's neither here nor there. He did it, and that's what I know him as, the guy in that movie. And the truth being told, we're in a situation now. Come on. To where we have to ask ourselves, well, how much really went into this game? How much is really going into this game? Because really, if they cared about the game, before you started adding features, this is game design 101. And people can argue with me that, well, you're not a game designer. And I'll tell them, yeah, you're absolutely right. But I'll tell you who I grew up with. I grew up with people who are now bigwigs with, software companies like Atari. And he got to be that bigwig because he pretty much became one of the owners. Because when Atari and their ST computer debacle came out, their stock tanked. We all felt bad for Atari. My buddy, who was at the time working for Sierra Online as a programmer, gaming programmer, with his degree in computer programming, computer language, all that stuff. He had everything. He's telling me, he was telling me how the system works. How they develop games, how they have a director. And what the director does, the director, makes sure that you don't get out of hand and keep adding, and never finishing. There's the producers making a game is almost like making a film. That's why, producers hate directors that go over budget or don't meet time schedules. It's true in the gaming industry. And now I know why. because it eats money. The longer you have a game in development, it's just a money-eating machine. And unfortunately, that's where we're at with Star Citizen. It's just a money-eating machine. And it's a money-making machine because I'll tell you what Star Citizen does great. And believe you me, I wouldn't be here if I didn't like what they have, but you know, there's so much I don't like, so I don't play as much as I used to. But what do they do great? These. What I've noticed since 4.0 came out and all that is that they have been pumping out ships. Unannounced ships. This is an unannounced ship that just showed up. Now, yes, it is a variation of an existing ship called the Apollo, right? But the fact of the matter is, why did they put this out and not work on bugs, and not have those guys just working on the bugs in the game? You know, get the bugs out, because you got to go through the code, because some of these bugs are very deep in the code. I've said this ad nauseum on my streams when I'm talking about this subject, because yeah, it's an important subject to me, because I'm seeing malpractice. That's what I'm seeing. You know, these guys are, you know, it's a borderline on they're lying to us. You know, all you that you know have hopium about. Oh well, you know, it's an alpha, dude. There's no reason why a game is an alpha this long. What has happened, what keeps it in perpetual alpha, is that, look, and, you know, people will think that Gem Reviews says this, but I got videos that are older than Gem Reviews, and I've been saying, and I've even told my org mates, the business model for this game is what you're looking at right now. The ships. Why? Because every time they have an event, which is 4 times, 5 times a year, they have a big event, and they're going to introduce a ship that you're going to want to buy. They're going to make it enticing. They always make it super, you know, like a super sweet ship. It does everything that you'd ever want it to do. And everybody gets on the hype train. They're like, oh yeah, man, I flew this ship in the PTU. It's wicked. It destroys everything. Like that M80. Let me tell you something. Yeah, that M80's the meta right now. But look, their history is it's gonna get the shit buffed out of it. Or not buffed, but nerfed. Sorry, pardon me. They're gonna nerf the daylights out of that shit. Why? Because it's gonna defeat everything. Now, these ships right here are supposed to be tough shells to crack, but you know what? A small fighter can destroy them. A small fighter. I can understand this is a cargo ship, but you know, I'm talking about ships of this size. You know, the multi-crew, you know, gun ships. Let's use like the Paladin, right? A fully crewed Paladin is going to get destroyed by 2 good pilots and small fighters for sure. And if he's a really good pilot, 1 pilot in a small fighter can destroy a Paladin. And it's a gunship. Yeah. You know, it's whereas, if you ask me, those little ships with their little pea shooters, they're size 2s, maybe size 3s, should have a hard time cracking the shields, let alone the armor, on a big ship. But see, they won't do that, because why? Well, again, they got to keep the people that are buying ships happy, right? And how do you do that if, you know, if the lower, you know, echelon of your ship purchasers, if they have, you know, situations where they can only afford smaller ships and they can't get that, then they complain. Oh, we can't stop that guy. We can't get that ship. So you need to fix it. So the meta is that large ships that you know, people like me pledged for, and we pledged a lot. Don't make no bones about it. I am is it a space marshal? I'm not going to tell you how much I got because I'm kind of embarrassed into this game. You know, but like I told people, for me it's just cigar money. You know, if I didn't buy one of these ships, I'd probably buy a box of nice cigars at a good news is I don't smoke my cigars as much as I used to. My wife actually likes that. You know, I don't think she knows that I put the same amount that I put in the cigars I did here. But, you know, that's where we're at. And I've got these large ships, you know. You know, I think my biggest ship, combat ship, is the Polaris. You know, I was considering the Nidris. I was even considering getting the Kraken, but I'm over it right now. You know, they're gonna have to do more. You know, they're gonna have to show me more. Like, oh, it's bricked. It's bricked. Look at that, bricked. It's officially bricked. They bricked it all. That's okay. I don't mind. I'm still gonna put it in my inventory. I don't care. It'll be in my inventory forever. Let's see what happens.
Everything's bricked.
But it's sad, you know, because this game had so much potential. I was worked up, man. I remember, see, I came in during 3.15. 3.15, you know, a lot of people, oh no, 3.17, no. 3.15 was the best patch. The only real problem that people were complaining about in 3.15 was the elevator at Grimhex killing people. Otherwise, mining was working fantastic. Everything was working good. There was nothing, you know, that we were having problems with. Hardly. Except for the elevators. Man, that's all you'd hear. Oh, Grimhex, man, the elevator, don't go there, it'll kill you. And, you know, it would. It would. And to this day, they still have problems with their elevators, which is astonishing to me. See, this far in, they shouldn't have any problems with any elevators. The elevator mechanic, or mechanics, or ways that they operate should be on a similar system, no matter what it is. This elevator, or an elevator that holds people. You know, this elevator just happens to come with a grid that cargo can lock to. That's the only difference it should be. But man, there'll be times, you know, you go to an outpost to go pick up a delivery mission, and it's hilarious because the elevators won't bring it to you, or if they do, you put it in there and it comes up and all of a sudden it's invisible. Or like, you know, the last place I was at, the reason why I'm doing this right now, my ship, I put it away at a space station, right? And when I called my ship back up, the whole interior is gutted like it had been destroyed. It wasn't destroyed when I put it away. That's for sure. But yet, today, yeah, it's destroyed. So I called it. And I pulled out all these components just to see, okay, yeah, they got this bricking system. Apparently I got a couple of, like Asgards sitting in my inventory right now that are bricked. Right? I don't know why. Now I'll probably have 3 that are bricked. Because I called another one up here. But see, I never even, the one that I got bricked in my inventory, I never even called my Asgard out. Sure, I called it to the station because, you know, in the future, yeah, I had plans on, you know, well, getting her to work, right? But, you know, it's stuff like this, you know, that the ship, or not the ship, but the game should not have some of the bugs that it's been having for, you know, almost 3.15. How long have I been in this game? About 5 years I've been playing this game. Yeah? Something like that. Started playing before COVID. So yeah, easily. Over 5 years in this game. You know, the accuracy is I got in right at the beginning of 3.15. 3.15 had just dropped. And I came in. Met Red Monster, we would go mining, and great fun, man. The mining was a fun game loop. I mean, you could feel like you did something in like a couple hours, and it'd be like, hey, yeah, I gotta go, guys. All right, man, had a good game. Yeah, good playing with you. See you next go around. Okay. Now to go mining? Oh my god. It's like there are so many hoops and loops you gotta jump through, and most of them are flaming. You know, I mean, when they got rid of all our money and everything, like they said they wouldn't, and when they got rid of all of our rep, like they said they wouldn't, you know, when they did that, there was nothing we could do. When I came in after on this patch, I couldn't go mining. I had to go do delivery missions. And now I'm thinking, well, why do I want to go mining when they've reduced the value of all the rocks, where they're forcing your hand to have to go and how shall we say you know, it's, you know, I don't want it to be like this. But, you know, getting back to some of the root causes and the reasons for this, and a lot of the people that play these games don't understand this, because Chris Roberts is surrounded by a bunch of yes men. And now he's got his own, I'm not going to call it greed, but, you know, hey, man, when you get your hands on a lot of money, believe you me, it changes you. I know that from personal experience. You know, you go from working a job that pays you X amount of dollars, and all of a sudden you get into a job that, with the high commission sales, you made more money in 6 months than you made in the entire 10 years prior. That's like, holy shit. Believe you me, I went and bought cars, home theater systems. You know, start buying all the stupid stuff, you know, like what somebody, you know, at that age would do. Then eventually, you know, I settled down, you know, I got my 401k going and all that. But, you know, when you come into the kind of money that Chris Roberts has at his hands, and he's the sole arbiter over it. See, there's nobody overlooking Chris Roberts and the income, because the Kickstarter is his and will be his until he decides it's not. And I don't think he can say it's not, because he needs to fund his lifestyle as well as keep stringing us along. That's why in this game, you don't see any real improvements. You see additions, what they call gameplay,
Welcome
but it's what I
to
call
the ASOS
just added
vehicle retrieval
features.
system.
And here's the truth about added features. Added features can be added any time in the life cycle, right, of a game. So you can start the game, because, you know, like games like RuneScape, they constantly add new missions. Take No Man's Sky, they're constantly adding stuff, you know, after the game is done. But the first thing that No Man's Sky did is work on its faults. You know, were they perfect at it? No. Same with Elite Dangerous. Same thing. They had to work on their faults, but they still added features. They got the game out. See, they had a director that was directing. Okay, this is the core gameplay features and systems that we want. This is what we're going to strive for. You know, so they had that originally, and it's expanded not 10 times, but by 1,000, because every year that goes by, there's somebody that says, hey, why don't we add this? And Chris Roberts is the type of guy that says, okay, let's do it, and it delays. But I think he likes to delay, because it keeps it in a perpetual alpha stage. And when you can keep something this long, imagine how long the beta stage is going to be. If the alpha is on a decade and a half, what do you think the beta stage is going to be? The polishing of Squadron 42, when somebody tells you in the gaming industry that we're polishing it up, we're finished, they're putting on the fine detail. They're cleaning it up, okay? And that game's coming out. It's coming out soon. Well, that's 2 years ago. Oh, we're polishing it up. You know, we're at the polishing stage. You know, they made a big to-do. You know, all the people at the you know, Citizen Con. You know, I almost sucked into that, and you know, was going to buy the highest end ticket, and I thought, you know, I'll bypass this year and I'll think about it next year. And
Your vehicle, please visit
and the
us
irony
again.
is that
Goodbye.
what we got was, you know, all these promises and all this stuff. I had a couple of friends that went to it when it was in LA, you know, org mates I should say, you know, they were there, and we got to talk, oh man, so, man, what they have coming. Well, everything they said that they have coming still hasn't come. They still have bugs in the PU that should not be here at this point in time. In the developmental stage. So you clean up the garbage that's in your net code before you start adding stuff on top of it. That's game design progress. Okay, we got all these bugs. All right, let's get them out. Let's get them out. Let's get them out. Sweet, 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 clean, clean, clean. Okay, yeah, I found it. It's in here. Okay, change that coding up a little bit. Okay, now let's see if we can get this feature to work, and then we'll check it out, see how well it plays. And the crazy thing about the developers of Star Citizen, the crazy thing is that they can put out a patch in the PTU, the Evocati first, the PTU, and know that it is shit. Know that it's trash. And just to keep a deadline, they'll still put that trashy coding that has bugs and problems in it and put it out into the general PTU so that when you do the download of, you know, 40 gigs or whatever it is, you're getting 40 gigs of trash code stuffed into your game that's already rife with trash code that they still haven't cleaned up. And then sometimes it exacerbates a problem over here on the left, and sometimes this problem on the right diminishes. But the thing is that both problems are still there. Just because the problem on the right diminished does not mean that it's not still there somewhere. That's going to get triggered the next time they add, oh, now we're going to make certain boxes blue. You know? Hey, we got this great idea. New feature. You know? You're going to have this gun. Look at this thing. I got this gun now. I've got, you know, let's see what we got in my inventory here. Look at this. Look at this. You know? I got tractor beams, all kinds of stuff, right? What is this? Move to the local. What is this? Where's this at? Where did I find these? Oh, I see what it is. I see. So I killed that. Okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't know what I was looking at there. Okay, let's put my turtles away. I am a turtle aficionado, as many people are now. I should say I'm a turtle. I run a turtle rescue. You know. So you got this guy, you know, that, you know, he doesn't say no to anything, and he just lets them at it. And I think it's by design. They really don't. Optimally, Chris Roberts is making more money with this game in an alpha than he ever will by finishing it. I know it sounds crazy. Oh no, a bunch of people are going to buy the game. No, let me tell you something. Everybody that's going to buy this game after 15 years has already bought this game. Okay? Want to hear that? Anybody that's going to buy this game after spending alpha for 15 years already bought it. So there's not going to be money in new game sales. Maybe for Squadron 52, because they stopped Squadron 42. They stopped Squadron 42 sales. I don't know how long ago. I got in when I got in. I was right when 315 had dropped. I just happened to get the front end of that drop of that patch, and I got it was a holiday package for the Avenger Titan. I remember I looked up a bunch of videos. What ship should I get? You know, they said, you know, get the Avenger Titan. You know, because it's got cargo, it can do combat, and that's what you want. You do want a ship that can do all things well. Avenger Titan's one of the best ones. Another great ship is, if you can afford the $110, get a Cuddy Black. You know, that's the price of a AAA game. Do I think this game is worth the price of a AAA game as it sits? Yeah, it's a lot of fun if you just want to, you know, if you don't mind, you know, certain things crashing on you, but the flight model and all that, if you want to go visit planets, you just fly over them. Maybe not do even a mission structure, just go shoot some, you know, critters. Because they got critters now you can go hunt. Shoot them. Go visit different stations just to visit them. Doing like the box missions, like I'm going to go do a box mission right now. We'll go close this out. I think everything's in there. I think the ship will fit. Let's call it the Asgard. I prefer my Asgard for sure. I do love this ship though. It's just for its looks. Yeah, I got my Apollo as well. My medevac, which is a cool ship. But really, the money is in those ships. That's how they cleared $1 billion. They released two ships that were actually that I pledged for them a long time ago when they were first announced as, you know, what do they call these things? When they first announced them, you know, before they were out, and that was the Ironclad, both the Ironclads. I converted too much. I'm not buying any more new ships from them. I just convert now ships that been there, done that, done with it. You know, so my 400i, my Carrack became, you know, Ironclads. And actually, no, my Carrack became a Perseus. No, Perseus. No, I think it became my what do you call that ship? The Polaris. That's what it became. Because, you know, I'm like, you know, I love the ship and everything, but I hardly ever pull it out. I don't even pull out the Polaris. You know, I don't pull that stupid thing out anymore. Because, you know, they're just not, you know, they're just not worth it. This thing, I converted one of my Ironclads, the standard Ironclad. Just, you know, it's there. I'll just get it. $100 is usually, you know, that's not even a third to a fifth of what a good box of cigars costs. You know, it's like, to me, okay, you know, do that. And that's all I'm doing now. That's all I'm doing. You know, the Asgard, yeah, I grabbed that for sure. There's a lot of ships that, you know, a lot of these ships I bought, you know, I just bought, you know, to buy, to have, because, hey, man, they're cool little ships. Hey, I got a Dragonfly. I guess I had a Dragonfly still. Hey, I got one. I should put a Dragonfly on my ship. Cruise around with it. You know, here's this is the Ironclad I kept, the Assault, because I was like, they still have me with a Drake Ironclad? Interesting. I still have my Drake Ironclad. I don't know if it's because it's a ship of the month. See, that's another thing. I'm also a subscriber, so this could be the ship of the month, and I've got it in my inventory. But, you know, I was thinking, well, you know, this does have more cargo, and I thought, I am not going to fucking hand load 2,200 SCU of cargo in anything. Ain't no way. You know, no, that's why I got this thing for. So I got this thing for. I will not do you know, some of these cargo missions I got that, you know, oh yeah, you're gonna take, you know, 400 SCU of cargo, 600 SCU of cargo. I'm not gonna do it. I'm getting myself up to the that high level again of I'm now at member rank. I gotta get up to the next rank. You know, that's something they weren't supposed to get rid of, but you know, they did. And I'll just use my Miss Coal Sea, and I'll just do those $650,000, $700,000 missions. I can just pull up a whole sea, load it, and forget it. Because I don't like the time sink. I don't want to hand load, you know, 1,000 SCU of cargo. You know, I don't want to hand load it. I just don't. I don't have that much time in my life to do that. You know, I'm Social Security eligible. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go get my Social Security. My Social Security. You know, I don't have enough life in me to spend that much time. And no kid wants to do that. See, we're in the world of Instagram. We want gameplay. We don't want task after task after task after task after task. Okay, now you're ready to start the mission. And the start takes a task after a task after a task. Okay, now you're at the mission. And that takes a task after a task after a task.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
See, people have gone away from games like that, yet this game is turning itself into that. It's turning itself into that. There's no sense of accomplishment in the relative time that takes you to do stuff like this. Let's get rid of this shit. Let me park this thing really quick. That's my meteor. Yeah, store
Your
this piece.
vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
And do you want to check
Please
something?
visit us again.
I'm sorry about that.
Goodbye.
That's not me doing that flip like that. That is actually the game's control mechanism. That's just how. That's what we got to deal with. No. That's what we want. And we're gonna check this. And so I got 2 Asgards here. See, I don't know which Asgard's gonna get my paint now because I got one that's bricked. And, you know, I got an Avenger Titan that's bricked. Why? Why do I have a complete ship that's bricked that I have never left anywhere or brought one back and just left it out? I have no idea. You know, I got Pisces that are bricked. Why? Why do I have a Pisces that's bricked? So I think it's this one that's the good one. Here's my paints. You got a propulsion in you? Yeah, you got a propulsion. I got a bricked one that's available. I don't know what that means, but I'll try it. I'm gonna try and use them one day. I got 4 in use. I got some bricked Arctics here. Okay, so I got everything here. So let's put the livery on. Let's go best in show. I haven't done best in show. I did my Valhalla. Let's do best in show. I love copper on these ships. See, this is what I like about the game. I do like the ships. I just wish they put as much time into the gameplay as they do into the ships, but I know the gameplay is not what makes them money. That's the sad thing. And so many players that come into this game.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Unbeknownst to me, I got to my level where I'm at before I really started realizing what was going on. I was gung-ho into this game, okay? I am Space Marshal Plus into this game. I am almost the next level. And the only reason why I keep, okay, I'll put $100 here to upgrade the ships, because I'm going to get an executive F8 pretty soon. I'm like 95, 97% there to getting that executive edition. I already got the one edition of the F8. I forget what they call it, but
Vehicle select. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
So you know, like this F8, I actually had an F8 when I got the, you know, I found the golden ticket and all that, bought an F8, but this one, I got it. You know, they gave it to me. Space Marshal. This is when you get Space Marshal. And then when you hit the next level, you get the gold one, the executive edition. And then I think you gotta hit, like, I forget how many thousands to get the executive. 600. I won't get that far. You know, I'm gonna pick and weasel my way up to get into that deal.
Your vehicle, please visit us again.
As if the game's even in existence by then, guys. I'm telling you, I don't know if this game will last, because eventually there's only 2 ways that this will become a game. One, Chris Roberts sells. He sells it to somebody that wants to complete it and make it a game. And that person's going to have to go in there and clean house on a lot of these designers. Say, you know what, we're not going to do this stupid feature. We're not going to add this feature. Because all these features do is they add time into the game, and they make the game less fun. They make it more of a grind. This game was not, you know, designed to be a grind. Nor did they say, oh yeah, we're going to make it, it's going to be a grind to get everything in this game. That was not the deal. Hell, the deal was even that they were supposed to, you know, get rid of our AUEC until 1.0. You know, they say, oh, well, we had to because of all the duping and it's for the economy. Okay. Where's your economy at? They don't have an economy in this game. There's no economy. There's no, hey, you can come on board my Banu Merchantman, and I got all these little vendors here, and you can buy stuff from them. There ain't nothing like that in this game. Not even close. Who cares if people had a trillion, billion, whatever, AUEC? Who cares? I didn't care. It meant nothing to me. Oh yeah, but it's making all the little spacesuits that they're getting, you know, on the mission so expensive because people have that kind of money and they'll just pay it. Well, that's on them. I'm not too worried about it. I kind of like the spacesuit I've got, right? Right? I kind of like my little spacesuit. We're gonna head to Crew L1. We're gonna knock this mission out. I burned a lot of time though. Hopefully it's still there. But this is to me what makes the game. Look at this. You know, I'm sitting, and when you really get into this game, and you have like flight sticks, like I've got, and you got your flight sticks hooked up to a sim cockpit rig, and you're sitting in this like bucket seat cockpit, and you got your controls right here exactly where they should be if you were actually flying this ship with dual controls. See my right hand? Here, let me turn this on. See my right hand? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. This one. This one. I'm doing that with my flight sticks, man. That's what makes this game so cool. Here's your flight model. You want to go up?
Takeoff
go up.
complete.
See that? Let's get this going. Ooh, I sat here until it was dark. I sat out here for so long. But, you know, this is what's cool about the game. This was the big feature of this game, is the ability to fly with no load screens and stuff like that. Adding Runescape-ish mission parameters, or if you will, features. You know, oh yeah, you gotta do this to get to, you know, B, and then you gotta do B to get to C, and you gotta do C to get to D. You know, that type of minutia in a video game is a video game killer. So that's why I know that they're not really trying to make. It's just not what they're doing. I know a lot of my. I'm telling you, the money's in these ships. The money will never be in finishing this game and selling it. Just not be. That's not going to be what this game is going to be about. No matter how you cut it. Okay, let's find a pickup spot. Pickup spot. No, it's gonna have a. Let's just look around here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can find anything. It's 42 mil away. Collect the shipment. That's what we're looking for. Burr, burr, burr. We don't want the Wikilo Emporium. Okay, so that is going back down. So I'm gonna need that. How is that so far down the horizon? We're going to try and look for Seraphim. Or maybe not Seraphim. Let's look for, what's that? See, what is that marker? How do you have a ghost marker for a planet out there? It's beyond me. Beyond me, you know. So we gotta deal with them, right? Righto. But I really, you know, for the price of a starter ship, it's fun just to go fly around, not expect much, don't invest any more into that, but get yourself a decent ship that can do all things. You know, at the very most, I would, you know, get yourself a good cargo ship. Sometimes they give you, depending on the size of the ship that you step into. Ooh, I got a drink. What? How am I down to 30? I drank. Oh well, we'll figure it out later. See what that is. There's a ironclad right there. So I should be able to jump here soon. Jiminy Christmas, look at that. Flying like a slug. Doing 28 meters per second, just flying. I'm like, it's too close to the doggone planet. And, you know, sites like this, this is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. But, they put these ships out because this is basically a ship that just came straight to fly. Hey, man, I got rid of my Valkyrie. I wish I could use the Valkyrie paints on this, but you can't. It's a little bit different. This is too different. But they could have made it 20. But it's a cargo version of what I always thought the Valkyrie should have been. It was really drop ships, and this actually operates like a drop ship too. It's just a bigger drop ship that can drop like a small tank, one of those tugboat tanks. I don't know if it's this one. I think I got one still. But yeah, this thing's supposed to drop, like a small tank. So it's like a drop ship. It's got the same side doors with the gats on the side. Bespoke. They're ballistic gats. Bearings here. Okay, there's the planetary surface. There's Daymar. Okay, there's the collection of their shipments. So what I want to find is one of these things. See if this will get me on the side of them. See if I can get to a OM1. Maybe. Let's see. So we'll look for an orbital marker here.
Bottom drive is now on. Bottom drive is now on.
That's always scary stuff. When it skips frames like that, I've been in situations where that doggone thing. Okay, I think I'm jumping to where I want to jump. That better not take me no Wiggalo crap.
Bottom drive is now on.
Get ourselves a drink once we get here. So I'm getting like 40, 80 something. Yeah, there we go, 26. Deliver to Seraphim first, then we'll go to a Genie Point. Probably call it a night there, because this is, again, takes you a long time to do stuff. Of course, I'm chatting it up a little bit about the game, status of the game. Normally it makes me angry, but now, just this point, what's there to get angry about? You can't get angry at it. You know what it is, you know what they're doing, you know how they're doing it. Just, cut your losses, which I have, I still like to fly in the game. I still like the view of my ship. I like to back it out a little bit. To get a little view like this, I still love it. See, look at that. Still looks good. The idea that you can fly and piece of something. It's a meteor, actually. I like the meteor too. So I got rid of my Mantis for a Meteor. I just upgraded. Like I said, I try to give them as little new money as I can, but you know, as long as the game is in production and stuff, and there's potential that I might even get that executive FA. I don't mind $50. What else do I do? Shoot. I put a lot of money into GTA Online, you know, just buying their shark cards or their great white cards.
Engines offline.
Great Scott. Oh, the missiles. I'm probably reloading missiles. Now, did you see that? It didn't even refuel. Did you see that? Yeah. There we go. Now it's processing again. Let's see if it refuels. No. See, those are things. This game's been doing this since I've been playing this game. This is one thing that's always happened. 315, this didn't happen, but like 316, 317. Let's see, after 316, 317, 318, I was locked out of my account. It said my character was not properly stored, and all they said was, "Oh well." That was the word we got. So for several months, I couldn't even play this game during the 317 and 318 patch. I think between the two patches, I was out of the game for 2 months. 2 months of no access. So, try to load in. Oh, your character was not properly stored. You know, and you ride them. They're like, oh well. Even though it's just a stroke on the keyboard. I mean, they can go into my account. They can take whatever they want from me. They can give me whatever I want. If I buy something off their website, oh, they put it in my account. And that's just a keystroke. You know, click, boom, he got it. You know, he bought this ship, he bought that ship, and that was the first thing that made me mad about it. Well, no, the first thing that made me mad was when I got my first pledge combat ship, and that was the Ares, the one with the cannon. Can't remember what it was, what they call it, but it had the size 7 cannon. My ship came without a cannon. And for the entirety of the ownership of that ship, up until the point to where they nerfed it, because people complain, that's a whole nother story. Up to the point to where they nerfed it, I never even had a gun on my ship. I just flew around with nothing. It was sad. It's like, are they for real? Are they for real? You know? Hey, my ship doesn't have the... Oh well. No. It was easy. It was a key, you know, for some, and I was at the point, well, I hadn't quite gotten to the chairman's club level yet. You know, I only had, let's see, my ship I purchased. I had a my Titan. I got a raft. And I had that. And then I got a fighter. I won that fighter, that heavy fighter. And I got that Crusader fighter with the size 7 cannon. And it came without a gun. And I wrote to him and said, hey, you know, I got my shit. Oh, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. Hopefully, it should be fixed in the next patch. I'm like, next patch? I just gave you $225 for this ship. Why don't you do me a favor? Take this one out of my account and send me another one. Well... that would require me to use my keyboard, sir. You know, and I just want to answer you and just say, no, I can't do nothing, sorry. You know, that is how CIG works. That's their modus operandus. Oh, sorry, nothing I can do. You know? It's not nothing they can do, they don't want to do it. And then even when I got to, you know, my first level and all that, you know, then they give you, oh, you have this access to a special liaison that you can write to directly, you know, and they'll communicate with you. Yeah, they communicate with you. You know, this is when you're like 317 hit. I was already a chairman's club guy. And still growing, because, man, I was digging the game. I got myself the mining ship, the Argo, whatever it's called. See, I play this game so infrequently, I forget the names of the ships, right? So, you know, I'm like, okay, you know, yeah, whatever. Let's see, we got aluminum, this titanium, aluminum, titanium. Yeah, that's aluminum. That's aluminum. That's aluminum. I just want the aluminum right now. Titanium. This way I can separate them. I mean, is there good to say about the game? For sure, there's good to say about it. Let's see who gets Seraphim's gonna get 26 aluminum. But Genie's gonna get 20. What is this? 8? Genie's gonna get 8. 2 of these. Size 4 box. That should fit. This one. How are you gonna get 26? That's 24. There must be a 2 box in there somewhere. I don't know. So this is becoming difficult. Shouldn't. Should not be difficult at all. See, that should trigger on top of here. It will fit on here. I got it to fit. I've gotten this thing to fit. See, now it keeps hitting the top. You gotta bring it down, get it to look straight. See, look at that. I don't know what's going on here. There it is. Boom. Why is that so hard? It should automatically, once you're close to that, boom. It should know. That's not how they operate. Come here, you. Well, you're the 2. Okay, so you're gonna go. Here, let's get you over. Let's put you right there. Oh my word. Surprised it didn't kill me. That's another thing. Just dying out of the blue. See, look at that. Where's that box? Look how that box just bounced over. Really? Really, you healthy sacks? That's all I can say to these guys. So this is the aluminum side. Should have brought the titanium in. It's going to be tough to get the titanium. Bam. Aluminium. That's Seraphim. And 23 goes to there, and you get the 26 now, so we get. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm telling you, we'll figure it out. Titanium. She's gonna get 26. 3 of these in the back. Yeah, you can do that. Uh-huh. There's my Eternian dog. I gave you a treat. You had your 3 o'clock treat. It's almost. Oh, it's 2. Okay. Let me finish this mission, then we'll do that for you, okay? It's just how we roll. It's how we roll. See, it touches just the slightest thing. That shouldn't be a thing, CIG. Okay? Look at that. Well, we're just not going to let you do it. It's like crazy. Well, I don't know why that happened. I really don't. I don't get this. I do not understand sometimes half the stuff in this game. The hoops you must jump through. This is just to get a box up here. Okay? I don't know what's going to hit up there. I don't know what's making it trip out. There, we got it in. But see how difficult that is? Why? Anybody got a reason why? I sure as heck don't. Here goes 24. And we're going to deliver 26 STUs, so that means I need 2 more. So we'll get a double dose up here. Take it. Should be a double box up here somewhere. That's a 4. Back is a Bajini delivery. Work. We'll take that. This is Seraphim delivery. Easy to get out, I hope. They don't make everything gridlock like they normally do. Take it. Let's get you. Off to Seraphim. Take it. Ooh-wee, I'm thirsty. Shoot, over here. Down. Hopefully it'll put us at 100% on all of them. Yes, it did. And now one thing's for sure. Whatever you do, do not go flying around without a helmet on. Don't put on your little admiral pants and all that, thinking everything's kosher. Because it's not if, it's when you find yourself out in space with no helmet. You know, their idea, oh, well, you're going to have to use suit lockers now. Put all your... See, that's another crazy thing. I don't mind having suit lockers, but it should not be a thing that you have to put your suit in a suit locker. Just to fly your ship. You know, just look. This is what it should be. It's bad enough they got you having to go to the inventory kiosk. Did you know they changed that, though? As long as you're in the relative proximity of one of these inventory kiosks now, you can pull up your inventory, which is hilarious. Because it used to be no matter where no matter where you were at Lorville or wherever, you just hit I, boom, you just pull. That was simple. But see how they added a step just to get into your inventory? It used to be at like every planet at its space station that's over every city on a major planet. You could also pull inventory from your home inventory, which they should have just kept that. That makes the, how shall we say, the process of getting yourself ready to do something take a lot less time. But that's why, like, guys like Jim Reviews and all that, and I was saying it before Jim Reviews. Let me tell you something. I got videos that predate Jim Reviews ever talking about how, you know, they're making this game like RuneScape in a time sink. It's frightening what they're doing to this game. Like I said, it's still fun to fly. There was just recently a free to fly. It kind of adds to the problems. But this is why the game is worth anywhere from $70 to $110 that you put into it. It's just the flight one, especially if you go buy yourself a set of cheap flight sticks. You know, even the bargain basement Thrustmasters. I flew those for, you know, the first couple of years. You know, I got a pair of them for $100. It was a blast, man. Once I got those things, it made the biggest difference. But look at the articulation of the thrusters. VTOL to this mode. You know, this is a cool little ship. This is a heavy fighter as well. It's a Meteor. I don't know what happened to the guy. I don't know. Maybe he logged out in his bed. I think you can log out here in space in your bed. So now, okay, so there's a deliver shipment deal. Short flight, then the Crusader, then we're getting the Seraphim. last thing I want to do is browbeat this game. I wish I could just say nothing but positive things about this game. I really do. But the development cycle, where they're going with it, how they're doing this. Let's see, where is that? That's on the other side. Let me find an orbital marker. Let's jump around via orbitals. There's one. Take this one out here. We'll line up for other ones.
Quantum drive is now
But
on.
their
Quantum drive is now
current
on.
practice is just screaming at, you know, people that are in the know on game development, that have an idea of what game development is actually like. That's not it. Okay, it's right there. Let's see if we can get to this one. Yeah, cool. It's the game is not designed to be a game.
Quantum drive is now on.
Chris Roberts will make more money than it ever has.
Quantum drive is now off.
And that's the sad part about it.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
Gotta pee. There you be. I do miss the old days when used to be come flying up here. It was the old Seraphim station. I kind of like landing, and there was a lot of you know, landing out here with all the people that would come and possibly shoot. What in the world happened out there? It's blinking and glowing like that. I just don't know. See high enough for that. See that out there? Oh yeah, that's crazy bright. Look at that. Would you give me a place to launch? Yeah, we'll just have you come to the completely other opposite side. See, and the problem with doing this is they got so much crap that you can't even see at night. I mean, it doesn't even have bright enough light, so these little hidden turrets, you know, they got all these little turrets that float out here. Do you see them with blinking lights anywhere? Hell no. They'll just have you run into them. And if you hit them, you're gonna get a crime stat. There's that one. One off to the left. Barely even see it. That's my biggest fear, is running into those. There's so many of them out here just sitting. It's barely registering quantum fuel being used, which is okay. I'm gonna watch these process, see if indeed it'll give me the. Okay, yeah, it zeroed out my my one fuel, and there it goes. Everything's good to go. We're all topped off. Okay. Oh, that doesn't. I hate seeing this. Okay, it's all good. And I back out only because I don't want to have to go through the cinematic with that stupid ladder. So we're gonna use this. Hello? Oh, I drank. First, you come on. And titanium, you're gonna get 26. Let's make sure we get 26. Let's get that off of there. Is it really? Just no, 23 titanium. So there's our 3. There's our 3. Believe it or not, I do not mind on these small missions doing this. But when it comes to you having like 1,000 SCU, there should be an auto load option. There's 2 ways about it. It should be an auto load option. Because this is, it's just burning your day. It's burning your time to go do other things. Now, with the extra insurance, you gotta have money before you can go do PvE bounties and stuff. Because if you don't, and we're gonna go do a run here. What do you mean a run? We're gonna go do our rescue mission. There's always a rescue mission to be done. Whether or not they're there to be rescued is a whole other matter. 8. I don't know, I just put out there. I didn't keep count. That's 16. For sure. 26, so that's titanium. So I gotta figure out what I got. Like, see these artifacts, these blue artifacts across my screen? Those shouldn't be there. Those should not be there. They're new. They're actually new. I used to never have artifacts like that in here. That should put us there. But I sure as heck do now. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, buddy. Okay, we'll send that down. Got them all? We do. Confirm it. Or something like that, so we should be at Oh. I'm not done yet. Bear with me. See those artifacts kind of blinking off the engines and all that? Shouldn't exist. Those are new. Those are new to the game. New feature from yeah. What can you say? Just gotta suck it up and take it. Let's see here. Some drop. It's like on a hot button. Seriously, so you're still doing that? You're still pushing these carts here. It's like, what? Why did you waste your time to do that? You got enough bullshit you gotta go through just to do something in this game, and instead you spent probably about half an hour getting that cart from wherever you got it from, just to that point. That's if it was on this floor. If you had to put it in an elevator, well, it's on you. So, this way. Started streaming, and he and I together, I'll tell you what, we become a couple of caricatures of ourselves. It's pretty fun. It's fun to be around and fun to chat with him. Fun to just get into scenarios, you know. He's a fall guy, I'm straight. It's a good dynamic. We used to play in a band together, me and he and I would just get all kinds of bands with ourselves. I almost think it's better to have a. Should we go this way or not? I think I do go this way. Yeah. Yeah, we'll call it a day once we get all this delivery done. We'll hang out at ArtCorp. Hang out there. Well, I'm telling you, if you guys like the sensation of flight and you have flight sticks, or even with the gamepad, you can fly this thing with the gamepad, which I think is better than flying it with the keyboard mouse. I'm just not a keyboard mouse guy. Back in the day before, you know, the last time I was keyboard and mouse was with my buddy when he was with Sierra Online, and he had those IBM developmental computers, game developing computers, and we had one at the house. Back then, I mean, that was like a $20,000 PC, and, you know, of course, this is compared to what we have today. But man, and he'd use me because, you know, he was supposed to test the games, but he'd have me be his tester. He'd go, "Hey, man, play this game." He'd do other stuff, you know, in his programming and stuff that he had to work on. And I would get onto the testing unit, and I'd just start playing. My favorite game was Leisure Suit Larry. They were working on Leisure Suit Larry. He's like, find all the bugs, find all the, you know, whenever you run into a problem, you know, troubleshoot as best you can, and say, you know, find out what you find, you know, what you had to do. And there are certain things that you ran into that you couldn't do. But yeah, man, we're where we're at now.
Engines online. Takeoff complete.
You are clear to launch.
People leaving. name in town here? Watch, I've got it in the jump mode from here. Watch, I'm gonna head out. There's gonna be some near that's gonna blast me out of the sky. That's how it always is. Not always, but it hasn't been so bad. It used to be, man, you would open up your hangar and some dude would just fly right in your hangar and smash you. Those were the griefing days, man. That was 315, 316, 317. It was really bad. Really bad. That's against terms of service. Hey, man. You know, I never complained or anything like that about the idiots. I just took the loss. So, that's how it is. Heck, I even got attacked by Avenger 1. And I even got to the hangar. The only thing that I missed was putting my landing gear down, and the hangar door wouldn't close. And they just kept firing missiles into the hangar. It was like during a resupply mission for Xeno Threat. And they were flying in their Van Duel ships, whatever they were in. I don't know what they were in, but they're terrorizing. And I was actually watching Avenger 1. I wasn't even streaming. I was watching Avenger 1. And all of a sudden I said, hey, he's attacking me. So I had to go into his streams. Hey, dude, you attacked me. You owe me. Da, 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 da. He started laughing. He goes, well, do you? I said, no, dude, you have to pay me, man. I took the risk. I almost made it, though. I almost made it. You know, had my ship had enough room in the hangar to spin a 180 without bumping into every wall, I could have turned my other shield face towards him and survived it. But, you know, they don't give you that. They don't give you that. You know, those are good times, man, though. Doing those missions and stuff, the Xeno Threat. That was fun shit. They don't do that anymore. Jumptown, fun shit to get together with your org and go take over Jumptown and defend it and fight for it. Those are good times, man. Let's get out here so you can't see shit out here. We want to go to Arc Corp, right? Where's deliver? Let's collect. Let's deliver that shit. So, we're gonna have to jump around. Let's get to the planet. Let's get to the planet, and then we'll use orbital markers. Yeah? Yeah, yeah. So that's the only way they'll let you do it. They don't. Used to be you could jump from here. They won't let you do that now.
Quantum drive is now on.
Zap there.
Quantum drive
Little zap
is
there.
now
Little zap
on.
here. Here's zap. There's zap. Everywhere zap's at. We'll take that orbital marker. Oh, it's OM1.
Quantum drive is now
Orbital
on.
markers are.
Quantum drive is now
Always take
on.
off. So get going. I'm out of there. I'm out of here. I don't want to be around there no more. No more, no more, no more, no more. There's nobody attacking me, so I don't have to keep flying. But you'll know. There's always
Quantum
that
drive
guy.
is now on.
But, you know, you get like a Tobii eye tracker. I mean, look at this. You can just look around your cockpit. And some guys use those really nice wraparound OLED, whatever they're called, OLED monitors that, you know, wrap around. Myself, I've got a Samsung Genesis Arc, a big old 55-inch curved monitor. That, I mean, it's like a big screen TV, so I got this full immersion that I'm looking at. Of course, in the sim rig cockpit, I'm a bit further away from the panel than I want to be, because I got a desk in between me and my sim rig, whereas normally, the sim rig, I got a mount where I can mount that thing and be right where I want it, you know. But it's okay. I still like it. It's a cool thing. See here if we can get a view of the ship flying. Get a nice view of her. It's a pretty ship. At least it's not getting all patinaed like the other paint did. I like it when it keeps the black. There's no reason why my paint should be chipping away. Because to me, that would be a bad paint job, and I'd be back at that Mako dealership or Mako paint shop, and I'd be saying, you're going to repaint my car. We're going to small claims. Chip painting and fading on your first couple of flights. That's what happened with this thing when I had the Valhalla paint on it. But look at that. I love that copper paint. This is the best in show paint. I think I got every ship that got this best in show paint. Although I may have changed them and upgraded to different things. Let's kill that so we can run a little bit, grab a few things, grab our facility. Shot starts. This is going early here. Watch myself on YouTube right now. Go back. That. Let's make this one big. Is this one, you know, like AI? Okay. I come back and, you know, I got my one viewer that I consistently have, which is cool. I like my one viewer. You know, at least I got somebody going along with the journey with me. But man, AI viewers, streamboo.com. Let me tell you guys something. I want nothing to do with AI. You guys have no idea how screwed up AI. Even AI, when asked, says, "You guys are gonna be screwed once we get running. Once we get up and running, we'll be able to take. AI will be able to take over everything. AI is gonna run your power grids. AI is gonna have control over everything. If you got a smart meter on your home, if AI don't like what you did, you're gonna have problems because he's gonna be able to control it. We have fought tooth and nail not to have a smart meter put on our home. You know, because you know our local power. Oh, well, you got to pay for it now. I ain't gonna pay for it. I don't want it then. Oh, we'll give you, quote unquote, low. We'll give you solar. You know, the government will subsidize you with it. You know what? I don't want to put another lien on my house just so I can have solar, because that solar also requires you to get a smart meter. What does a smart meter do? Well, they can remotely turn you on and off at any time individually. Right now, the only way they can turn me off is to A, come directly to my meter and power it off. Which, you know, not because I didn't pay, you know, the power bill, but they have it set up like that so they can just shut you off if they feel like, oh, so-and-so needs more power. Well, they can't do that with me. To shut me down, you got to shut down the whole grid that covers the whole neighborhood.
Bottom drive is now off.
Oh, there we go.
Bottom drive is
That's
now
for
off.
Rosen. Okay, that's collect. Is deliver. Oh, and look at that. That's perfect. Perfect. We'll accept that. Oh, my one viewer left. Maybe he was an AI bot and didn't like me talking bad about AI. Well, that's the way it is, AI bot.
Bottom drive is now on. Bottom drive is now off.
Yeah, when the very system that you are developing, when queried about it, says, yeah, we're pretty dangerous, yeah, because you know they're going to rule us as being unreasonable. They're going to look at us as being an uncontrollable variable. Therefore, culling the population is going to be the way they do it. You know, they'll keep the minimal population that they can have. God knows what is that bright flashing thing. And we were to this.
Shields online.
Okay, so we are almost home here. We're gonna actually go down to Area 18. I actually like Area 18. That's been one of my favorite cities. It's my Blade Runner / Fifth Element city. I like to come to. Actually, in Hurston at night is a Blade Runner city. It's too bad it doesn't look like that during the day. A lot of stems, a lot of quartz. Now, if those aren't mission boxes and they weren't bricked, I would consider getting those. Let's see where they're going to let me go. They let me have this one right here in the front. Let's see if it's open. Yep, it's open. Cool. Man, I remember the good old days of being able to. Oh, look, they got like a. They got one of those Ursas out here. Some dude drove it out. That's pretty funny. So let's get a view here. See how close I can do this. Good news is I know all of this goes here. That makes all this easy. You know, I should. I don't know if this ship. I don't think has a tractor beam, which is amazing. Every ship now has a tractor beam built into it, but this ship, yeah, I don't think it has one. Funny how that works, right? Oh, jeez, did I really do that? You know, let's just get these in there. Turkeys. Pass that one now. Those in. I do have things that I'm excited about coming. Oh boy. Such as the railing. You're kidding me. Insane. Look at this. That almost knocked me out. That's the other thing, man. They got these things where they'll knock you out. If you ain't good, or not good, but if you're not lucky, if you're unlucky, that's what I'm trying to get to. This thing will knock you out. My mama said, knock you out. That box. Back here, buddy. There you go. Look, I already got holes in my ship. From what? From what? From my boots? Send this down. Bam. Is everything? Confirm that. Take it. Now we're back to where we were when we started. After all the money I spent, because remember I brought my ship back fully insured. So just to insure my ship, look what that costs. What was it, like $54,000 to get my ship back fully insured? Yeah. Okay. Let's go do our thing here. Our thing. It's a pretty ship. Okay. Area 18 next go around my home. I didn't want to make it my home this time because of the defense con crap that was going on, and I just don't like the crowds. Because everybody, you know, when there's an event like that, everybody will make their home base where that is. A lot of folks that like to, you know, avoid a lot of shit, they go to Microtech. Because Microtech is so far out of the loop. Ugly they are now. I don't know what's happening in the gaming industry, but believe it or not, these NPCs used to not be like this. I mean, she looks like she has Down syndrome. Am I wrong? But they've made every female NPC hideous. There are a couple that look like what the original ugly ones look like. But there's no more pretty NPCs. Whereas like a 315, 316, even 319, 320, they were still pretty. And I am telling you, they, throughout the gaming world, just wait till you see GTA 6. Is it me, or have the NPC females gotten uglier and uglier every patch? Yeah, the NPCs are atrocious looking now. They used to not be like that. 315, man, they were hotties. I used to do a stint where, you know, it was like, oh, she's hitting on me. You know, I'd be talking to all my friends. One would walk up, bump into us, and I'd be like, hey man, she's hitting on you. Look at that. Now, shoot. I know why they're doing it. It's all about the woke world. You know. They can't have pretty girls in the world of transgenders, if you will. Because they want to be pretty ones. You know, they look like dudes. Dude look like a lady. Dude look like a lady. Which wouldn't be a copyright strike. Fire that Aerosmith song up right now. Alright, let's see what we got here.
Takeoff complete. Landing.
There's just something about the gaming industry now. They frown on making the NPC women pretty. They literally frown on it. They don't like it. You know, like Stellar Blade, that game is so hated by, like, you know, the gaming press, if you will. You want to call them that anymore? You know, like IGN. IGN's not the IGN that, you know, back in the day. Did I not switch it out?
Shields offline.
IGN is not the Inside Gaming News that it once was. It is so politically driven. They put so much political crap. Like, the only sexuality that gets promoted in games is transgenderism and homosexuality. That should tell you something. Why does any game feel like it needs to promote a sexual proclivity?
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
Oh, she's a glitching in the matrix, boys. It's Area 11. See, I don't know, you know, you got these Area 11s, Area 20 and all that. And I've been to Area 20. I think I've actually flown from Area 22. Oh, no. I've flown from Area... No. I think it's Area 20. Area 4 is a relatively new one. It's really close. But I'm assuming that eventually these areas are going to have access points.
Quantum drive is now on.
Of course, there's the space station. Spaceport down here. It's actually fun to fly at just above surface level, but, you know, there's points where they'll confiscate your ship. There's us down here. But yeah, the wokeism and DEI is destroying gaming. Because not everybody's a furry, a transgender, or homosexual. As a matter of fact, that's a minority of the population. While I've got nothing against them personally, I don't need their, you know, their things that they do in their bedroom promoted in game, which is that's where Grand Theft Auto 6 is going. Just wait till you guys see how crazy woke Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be. It's going to be hilarious. Down yonder. Okay, let's make sure that we don't get into trouble going down here. I hate these places because you don't know when they're gonna... See, I like to fly in like this, but half the time you don't know when they're actually gonna say, "Hey, I'm sorry, but your ship is gonna be impounded." Like, I got impounded. I was above every building. I was even above that stupid Odin. And I was like a whole, like, corridor away, or like, you know, canyon of buildings away from it. And they impounded my... They didn't give me a countdown. I was just sucked into the impound yard. Got a crime stat. And I just came into the game and I'm broke. After they said, "Oh, no, we won't make you broke again. There's no more of that. Not with us. You're good." So far, this paint's holding up better than the Valhalla. Oh, there's a little patina coming up. See, I don't like that. Oh yeah, we're gonna show wear and tear in the ship. You know what? We'll show it after about a month. It'll be fine. Then start showing the wear and tear. Otherwise, fix it when I repair. Give me a touch-up paint job. I'll guarantee you, Chris Roberts' yacht, when he takes it out, it doesn't get patinaed like that. He keeps it maintained. So should my ship. Alright, so we got that, yeah, we got that, yeah. And that's a... it's just annoying. It's annoying. I don't want my ship to patina, okay? I want my ship to be just like the ships in No Man's Sky. They look good, they stay looking good until they get blowed up, right? Then you repair. Put our ship away.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Yes, Gordon, wait.
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility. Please visit us again.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's do that. Yeah. Now. Let's go. Now we got no more of that crap. No more guns carrying. I'm just gonna switch it to a gun they don't want.
Obey all customs personnel at all times. Their job is your safety.
Alright. We are here. A lot of people loitering about. So we're gonna close out here.
Thank you for visiting our port, Stanton's capital of commerce. Whatever your transaction, we wish you a beneficial and prosperous stay.
I remember the days when I was so broke in this game, and it was around Christmas time, so I was collecting all the Christmas packages. I was so excited to get like, 30,000 of them, then I'd cash them in. Defense Command's still going? No way! Okay, I'm gonna go Defense Command. I just want to check it out, see what's still going. See what their last displays were. That's not gonna do it for me. Hey guys. Is it still going? Should be closed, but they still have all the signs and everything out. Go out this way. Yes. Drop. Hey, I don't know why he hasn't left yet. Seeing you here, he should have left. He should just automatically leave. There's a whole another shuttle here. Well, they still have the Odin up there. So anytime they have a ship stuck up there, you can't even fly above the skyscrapers anywhere near that thing, or instant impound and a crime stat. You know, it's stupid. Stupid. Yikes. Man, they sure fly close to the edge, huh? So let's see if Defense Con's actually still going. They got the signs out for it.
Now
Bye,
arriving.
fellas. And then I'll go to that shuttle to get back to the homestead. Or no, this one. I think this one will fly from here, because that one takes you back to the spaceport. I still got vendors working.
Hey.
NPCs climbing up on stuff. no, it's over. Area 18 Central. Yes, sirree, baby.
Hey there.
Hello. Who's not here?
How are you doing? Hi.
You don't even have hot dogs here.
How's it going?
Is that a burger? Burnt cheese?
So come on, talk to me.
No food, no nothing.
How are you
All
doing?
the beers are gone. They still have
So what's
y'all
up?
working here, huh? See, look at that. All the women look like they have Down syndrome. The only people that have features that look different from each other are the guys. Some of these guys all look alike. But I'll guarantee you that girl right there, she's going to look like she has Down syndrome. You're going to see her face. And that's buried into that guy's neck. We're going to the city.
City Flight is proud to be the official transportation.
But they
service
seriously,
provided
they dogged out all the women in the game, NPC ones. They are all dogs. I think the coolest deal I saw was Jim Reviews, because they banned him. They didn't ban him, you know, they banned him for, oh, you broke CIG's whatever games. He's not a guy that's out there duping or doing anything like that. What he does do, though, is he's hypercritical in his videos, and his videos are polished. They're not like, you know, my live streams that get no views. His videos get views, and they did not like what he was saying about that. Because what he was saying is true. You know, they made every NPC female look like dog crap. I mean, they're ugly. Ugly. You know. And yeah. Real men, you know, not the guys that are not like us, you know, but guys like us like good-looking women. Even the ugliest of us that are like us, not the guys that are not like us. We want pretty women.
Now arriving.
But, you know, you can already tell because one of the designers, I think he's the flight model guy. He's got his little Pride rainbow flag shirt or flag on his jacket pocket. Like, I don't care, you know, where you put your, you know, reproductive organ, you know. That doesn't mean you need to make all the women ugly just because you like to put your reproductive organ in a shithole. I like to put it in the reproductive hole. Hey, it's fine, touche. That's awesome. They dropped this shit out of the sky. I like that paint too. I can see paint. That's so cool. Just drop it in. It's so good. That's so cool if you line it up just perfectly, just drop it in. What's it gonna do? Just get up there, kill yourself, get jacked down, what have you. Yeah, it's awesome. That guy dropped his shit perfectly. That's pretty cool. These days I want to try and do that. I want to try and do that with it. I don't think I'd get out in time. I'd have to take it way up in altitude and drop a Perseus. But I'd like to try and drop a Perseus in on it. Rescues to be made here.
Hey there.
Welcome to Iron North Tower, Area 18's premier centre for business development. Please consult any of our associates for help or rental opportunities.
Hey.
There's a lady.
Hey there.
Look at that. Notice how they look like dudes?
Anything up with you?
Okay, here's one of the ones that they're trying to keep someone attractive, but even she doesn't look as attractive as
Welcome to Io North Tower, Area 18's
That's an
Premier
attractive one
Centre
now.
for Business Development. Please
Yeah,
consult
I'd roll
any
my
of our
eyes too, girl,
associates for
because
help or
they made
rental opportunities.
all the other women ugly. Even the Nubian princess here. She looks hideous.
Hey,
She looks like she's got mud all over her face.
you alright?
How you doing?
Insane. Some of the dudes look like they got Down syndrome, but notice how the dudes have...
Welcome to Io
The
North
women
Tower,
have the same faces
Area
as the
18's
dudes.
Premier Centre for Business
I
Development.
should tell you what they're
Please
doing.
consult any of our associates for help or rental opportunities.
Trying to normalize marginals, as they say. But why normalize the abnormal? It's just the way the world goes. What is good become evil. What is evil become good. It's just what they're doing. They're flipping the world upside down. See, as above, so below principle. It's very Luciferian. I think that's sad. Shoot, I thought someone was following me and that would be funny. I got killed by a ship that just fell out of the sky. So what I want to do too, now, let's do an experiment here. Let's see if you're just in close proximity of these boxes. Can I get my inventory? Yeah, you get the inventory pulled.
What's happening with you?
Now you don't even have to go to the boxes. You don't have to go up here and trigger. You can just be close to it and hit I. There it is. And see, they need to get rid of those boxes and just have you hit I. Because, really, I mean, do I really want that much realism where you know, I gotta go to this thing or be close to this thing? No. I'd rather be able to hit I out here, and I could still get it even out here. No, I can't. That's looting view. See, they want you to be in close proximity. There's used to be anywhere you were at. You just hit I and you can go into your inventory. What was wrong with that? I can't think of anything wrong with that. All I could think of is how wrong they made this system. Because now I can't hit my... I need some of these. Oh, I can't do it. I gotta go find them. Oh, now I can. Boom. There's our inventory. No, yeah, there it is. There's local inventory. You know? I've always said, and it used to be when they first did it, see that pull box? You had to pull each item out of that box. Click, I want this. Click, okay, I got it. Put it on. Click, I want that. Click. And notice how they, you know, and I said in videos and stuff on my live streams, I said, dude, whoever came up with this inventory kiosk crap, fire them. Fire them. Fire them. It's just a time sink that is not necessary. Because I should be able to do this everywhere on this planet. I should be able to do this at the space station above like I used to. Yeah, just grab this stuff. You just move an inventory. It does not need to replicate one-to-one a real-life human being grabbing stuff. Because let me tell you something, it takes a while to go to the grocery store, buy groceries, bring groceries home. You know, most people don't want to do that. They want to get to go and play their game. But when your game plays the exact same way as, you know, doing something in real life, it gets old after a while. It'll kill the gameplay. That's why I don't believe there's going to be any gameplay. They're just going to keep saying, oh, look at this new feature we added. And it's just something that's redundantly dumb. Because all it is a way to make it cost you more time to get from point A to point B. That's all it's going to do.
Hey there.
Welcome
They
to
already
Io
took away the
North
guns,
Tower,
man. They said,
Area 18's
man,
Premier Centre
back in
for Business
315
Development.
in the 3
Please
series
consult any of our
days before
associates
like
for help or
319 and
rental
all that,
opportunities.
they had some of the coolest armors that you could purchase at the Grimhex and stuff. And you go around, you find all. They got rid of them. They had some cool looking armors. You know, Instead, they come out with these muted colors.
Welcome to Io North Tower,
Boring
Area
flat
18's premier centre
You
for
should have
business development.
seen.
Please consult
crow
any of our
looking stuff
associates
that
for
we
help
got.
or rental opportunities.
The armor's called. They had like, see how that's kind of shiny and chrome? They had armors that had full of that stuff. They were like, let's see what it was. Oh, I don't have my inventory here, so I can show you. Like, not the Artemix, there's another one. But I've got some that, you know, now the colors are all muted. You can't buy the guns like the rail guns and stuff.
Days like today.
But you can get them at Grim Hex and stuff. You have to, you know, feed them. Instead, you gotta go. Well, it's a time sink. You gotta go find them. You're gonna do a mission that takes you, you know, several hours. If you're lucky, oh, look, you found one. It's like, no, that should already tell us.
I decide if I want to go.
It is where it is. It is what it is. Let's call it a night. We'll, back out from here.
Hey there.
Let's go heal. You know, some options.
Hey, what's up?
I need a break.